This is the Demystifying Crypto and Building Wealth podcast.
I knew that would be worth trillions.
That had never existed in human history. There's been massive opportunities.
The #1 podcast to help you understand and get insights into the crypto world, blockchain technology, wealth building, and financial investing. Now, here's your host, Tico Tawari, the world's #1 most trusted cryptocurrency analyst and Wall Street veteran with decades of experience in the financial space.
Friends, hello and welcome to my IG Live. The first thing I want to talk about is tonight, for the first time ever, I'm actually going to render a political opinion, which is based on my research, that I think is going to have a massive impact on a part of the crypto market that is, I believe, has the ability to deliver potentially decades worth of gains in under a year. So that'll be 8 p.m. this evening. If you have not yet received an invite to that, please go to tawariresearchgroup.com, sign up for my free e-letter, and that way you'll be on the list to receive notification of that event, which will be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. The other thing I want to talk to everybody about today, and it's kind of going to be bad news for everybody here, I've made the decision that I'm not going to do IG Lives anymore. I'm going to do these types of videos exclusively for the benefit of my members. So let me talk to you why. I charge a lot of money for my newsletters. They're not cheap. They're in the thousands of dollars. And I feel perfectly fine charging that amount of money because I deliver an enormous amount of value within my newsletters. I have US-based support. I have superb world-class analysts that I send all over the world in order to provide the best research possible. And I believe I give a level of accountability in the newsletter space that doesn't exist anywhere else in this industry. So I do still have my free e-letter that goes out 3 days a week, and that's tawariresearchgroup.com. But now as we're entering this next phase of the bull market, we can see that Bitcoin has been, breaking out, getting very close to making an all-time new high. I want to focus exclusively on my paying subscribers. They've paid a lot of money for me, and I want to put that energy into them, especially as we go now navigate this next phase. Since May of this year, I've been doing these free IG Lives, and hopefully I've helped make you money through this process and helped you navigate the volatility since we went from 25K to 74K down to 50K, back up here trading now in the back at $72,000. I hope that I've been a good guide for you and given you a mental framework to make a lot of money over the course of this year, and hopefully giving you a mental framework to continue to make money throughout this bull market as it unfolds. And I understand my service might be too expensive for you, or you might think it's not worth it. I get it. But in order to get continued access to me, if you want it for free, it's going to have to be through my e-letter. But if you want to take this relationship with me further, then I suggest that you become a member of one of my services, because I truly believe we have the best, most well-researched crypto research in the space. I don't think anyone's anywhere close. We have a phenomenal track record. We don't always get it right, but our track record on balance is superb. I'll put it against anybody in this space. And we're rational actors. We'll always talk to you in a rational way. We won't tell you that, water is not wet and the sky is not blue, right? Anyway, I wanted to make that clear to everybody that this will be the last IG Live that I do. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on right now with Bitcoin. So as I speak right now, Bitcoin futures, in the futures market, the price there is a shade under 73,000. It's trading 72,000 and change. The futures did make a new high yesterday. This is very classic. If you look at a chart, this is a very classic cup and handle formation. we need to break through this level right now with authority. We need to be at $75,000. We need to end this week in that level. If you see a weekly print at around 75K, that is wildly, wildly, wildly bullish for Bitcoin prices. If we can't do that this week, then we're going to come in. We might come in at 65, we might come in at 62. Heck, we might come in all the way down to the I believe that's the 100-day moving average on my chart, which is around 59-60K. So just keep that in mind. Now remember what I've taught you through this process. If you're a trader, you buy the dips and you sell the rips. You don't buy the breakouts, okay? Because 30 years ago, if you bought breakouts, that was a great way to make money. But there's so many fake breakouts that you get poor buying breakouts. So you buy the dip, you sell the rip. For your long-term stack, just hold, because if we can break above 74K and close in that 74, 75K by the end of this week, we are gunning and gunning hard. But if we don't, if we can't get that kind of price action this week, don't be surprised if we go back into the 60s. And if we do, it's not the end of the world. Again, it's another opportunity to put your trading stack to work. Now, here's the thing. If you're new to the game, your FOMO level is just so high right now, and you get so excited, and you're like, I'm buying it right here at 72, I'm going to buy at 73, and I'm going to play the breakout. But there's no guarantee that we're going to get the breakout here. I think we will, I hope we will, but I don't know that we will. So with trading capital, you always want to buy on weakness. You want to buy on fear. With trading capital, you don't buy on euphoria. It took me a long, long time to learn that. It sounds like it should be super easy to learn, but it wasn't. It cost me a lot of money to learn that. So what we know about Bitcoin is that it has periodic swings in sentiment from uber bullish to uber bearish. Now, we might just be in an uber bullish point right now and Bitcoin just goes straight up. And if that's the case, no problem. That's why you have a core stack, and it's why you have a trading stack. Does that make sense? Right? Those two investments live under two completely separate rules. Your trading stack you only put to work when everybody thinks Bitcoin's going to hell in a handbasket. That's when you put your trading stack to work, because that's when you're going to get the best price. You do not put your trading stack to work during euphoria. And right now, I wouldn't say we're euphoric, but we're certainly pre-euphoria. The one thing here that I think is very interesting is that Bitcoin is knocking on the door of breaking out to new highs, and the press couldn't care. If you look at the Google Trends data, it's showing interest of, that matches around COVID time when Bitcoin was trading at 4 or 5K. So we don't have euphoria occurring within the wider world, but there's certainly some euphoria bubbling up on crypto Twitter, which is a bit of an echo chamber. So if we do get this breakout here, we break about above 74, 75, that is going to cause a stir in the wider world outside of the crypto Twitter bubble that certainly I live in. And that could really add fuel to the fire. If we don't break out and we fall back into the 60s, there's going to be a ton of negative news press, which you would expect, and that might worsen any kind of pullback that we have. Again, I believe that would be a buying opportunity, but that remains to be seen how far we would go down if we can't break out. My guess is, if we don't break out, if we don't see 74 this week, you could see 65 like that, and maybe even 62, which would freak some people out, but it would be a great buying opportunity for that next attempt at a run, at a break above that 74, 75K area. So that's really all I have here on the immediate read on where we are right now. Again, if you're looking to get involved in, from a trading standpoint, be cautious. If you've got your long-term stack in place, leave it alone. I wouldn't be adding to the long-term stack here. I just leave it alone. We're either going to break out. I mean, it's very binary right now. We're either going to break out and we're gone, or we'll stutter step here, have a sell-off, and then you'll have another opportunity to put some more capital to work. Probably in the 62 to 65K range is my best bet looking at the charts right now. Okay, friends, are there any questions, comments, anything that you want to ask me? Question is, why don't I have a group on Telegram? I don't have a group on Telegram or WhatsApp or any of those places, because that's just not what I do. Question is, do I think Sol will overtake ETH? It's a great question. It might at least match ETH. The amount of development going on Sol is impressive. The bull run question is, so when is the bull run starting? The bull run has started. This bull market, we are in a bull market. Question is, how far can MicroStrategy run this go around? I don't know. Because we have a question about dollar cost averaging. I can't answer your question directly, but I can speak generally. Dollar cost averaging is a great way to get, a position on. And whether to continue to dollar cost averaging or not really depends upon a person's age and depends upon a person's exposure that they already have to the asset. So if I was 30 years old, I would just keep dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, no matter what. I'm 53. So I have a different set of parameters than a 30-year-old. Stuff that's asking me, for personal information, for personalized investment advice, I can't give. Like, what should I do with X if I own this? I can't answer that question. Seems like the Bitcoin current inflow would be exponentially greater than retail. So why will retail? And then that trails off. I'm not sure. Question is about a 70-year-old. I can't answer that question, unfortunately. If I haven't answered your question, it's probably because I just don't have a good answer for it. Not that I'm ignoring you, but if I don't have a good answer, I'm not going to make one up. Okay, friends, it has been wonderful working with you during this period of time. I've really enjoyed it. Please continue this relationship with me, at least through my free e-letter. And I hope that you found enough value here that you think it does make sense to join one of my paid newsletters. I'd love to have you on board with me and just continuing this journey with you, both through my free letters and through my paid letters. I want to thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Bonnie Harris. I want to thank you so much for being here with me, and I look forward to seeing you tonight. And again, just a couple of things I want to leave you with. Just be rational. Be rational. Crypto is the most volatile asset I have ever personally invested in. And the only way that I've been able to survive the last 10 years in this asset without just losing my mind and my wealth through rational position sizing. So just be rational, position size rationally, uniform, even size positions, and then just let time do the heavy lifting, because time is on the side of crypto investors. Time is on our side, meaning that even if we have bad timing, because we are so early in the adoption cycle of this asset, as the adoption cycle rolls out, it will bail us out of bad timing. There's only been a few times in history where that's been true. That was true in the early 2000s when you got long the big tech plays. It didn't matter what price you bought Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook. It didn't matter what price you bought them. Even if you had the worst timing in the world, because the trend was so powerful, it bailed you out of bad timing. The same was true in the late 80s and early 90s with big tech. It didn't matter what price you paid. You could have been sitting with 80% losses in Oracle in the early 90s and still made a fortune out of Oracle. Now, that's still true in crypto, but it won't be true forever. This might be the last cycle that that's true, where entry price is not so important because we are so early in the cycle. Wall Street is here, and they are building products. This is something that I said would happen since 2017. Their greed is at play in this asset class. In the future, central banks, in my opinion, will buy Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheet. I don't know how far away we are from that, but in my opinion, I believe that will be the next step of state-level adoption of this asset. And it will drive this asset and the attendant assets within crypto to levels that we have never, ever seen before. Will it happen in a straight line? Will it be a linear climb to the mountaintop? No. It'll be the worst kind of turbulence you've ever experienced in your life. That's the nature of the asset. To get mad at the asset because of its nature doesn't make any sense. Getting rich doesn't come for free. There's either a physical cost or a mental cost involved in creating wealth. And for years, I never received or got the wealth I wanted because I wasn't willing to pay that price. Bitcoin has made me a wealthy man, but good Lord, it made me work hard for that wealth. It made me work hard for that wealth. And that's just the game, right? Nothing is for free. There's either a physical cost, a dollar cost, or an emotional cost. And the emotional cost to get rich in this asset is volatility. That's the price of admission to get the life that you want from this kind of asset. As long as you go into that with an open mind and with clear eyes and understand, okay, that's the price I have to pay, you'll make it. And as long as you use rational position sizing, you'll make it. But if you go into there with some childhood fantasy notion that it's going to be an easy ride from here to $1 million in Bitcoin, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to have a tough time. All right, friends, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my ideas with you. I look forward to seeing you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And as I always like to say, I want you to always remember, let the game come to you.
So that concludes today's episode. Thank you for listening. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. You can find the show notes on www.tikatiwari.com. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with others, talk about it on social media, and leave a rating and review. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss another episode. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.